Like rap, right?
Yeah. Woohoo!
How you doing, Joe?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Welcome aboard. Alright, my friends, welcome to Blue Hawaiian Helicopters. My name is Greg. This helicopter is called the EC-130. It's worth about $3 million the way we have it set up for it. It's a fun way to see the island of Kauai. When you came out, they should have shown you a safety briefing video. Did y'all see that? Yeah. Any questions on that? Good. And then Clifford and I was talking with Brittany here earlier. She's going to be in charge of your microphone, but it went down there probably. Get down there? Oh, no, there it is, under the phone. And then Jeff, you and Jill have your own, since there's nobody sitting between the seats of you there. When you talk, it has to be right up next to your mouth. They designed it so it doesn't pick up the aircraft noise. Look at me when I talk. I pull my mic. Be right up next to your mouth to be able to hear it. And let's go see Kauai. Hopefully this will be one of the highlights of your trip here.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Roger that.
Here we go. Let me put a takeoff song for you.
Wow.
You gotta go there, right? My wife used to play for the University of Hawaii band when we were in college. So then every time she said you go away to the games, everyone wanted to play the Hawaii 5-0, right? It's like, all right. Do you remember, Jeff, that area over on the left there? See the green grass with the trees in it and the little lake? Look familiar? That's where the Brachiosaurus were walking around when they first saw them in Jurassic Park.
Very cool.
Down below us here you can go zip lining, ATV riding, a Kipu ranch, and horseback riding. It's a multi-activity ranch. You can see the ATVs right in front of us, Clifford, on the trail there. They're walking out to that table you can see in the green grass right below you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're telling them, hey, Brittany and Clifford, Jeff and Jill are up in the helicopter passing overhead. Did any of you see that dinosaur movie Jurassic World, the sequel?
Yes, I saw it in theaters. Very stupid, but I liked it.
You remember they had a blue helicopter in the movie? That's actually your helicopter today.
Wow, that's
Was that the
neat.
one that
Yes.
crashed?
Well, I should say that no helicopters were hurt in the filming of Jurassic World. That was all special effects. We didn't even know they were going to do that. They filmed here, went home, and when it came out, you could imagine our PR guys were like, whoa!
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. Because it was all special effects. But they took the name Blue Hawaiian off the top because the movie's supposed to be set in Costa Rica, right? Isla Sorna, Nublar Islands. Now you can see the power lines here. They bring the power from the south side of Kauai. There's actually guidebooks that talk about the power line trail for hiking. I would not drive your car up it, which they tell you to do. You drive up in there, you can go hike. Don't drive your car on that. It is so heavy with rainfall in this area here.
Makes for good waterfalls, though.
It does, but it also makes to get your car stuck. Now they built the road originally to maintain the power lines by helicopter, by truck, but now they do it by helicopter because the trucks get stuck.
So with the cloud level, this level, is it pretty low for still flying, or is this about normal for some time of the year?
I would say this is normal for Kauai. This is the wettest place in the United States. We get about 450 inches of rain. Right over on the right here is where we really get it. Got another aircraft right out in front of us here, so I'm just making sure he's turning and not keep coming at us. Down on the left is a sleeping giant on the shoreline. Yeah, this side gets all the water, Jeff, and then the other side tends to be really dry and arid. Have you been out to the Waimea Canyon yet?
Yeah, we did it yesterday morning, and we've been out on a boat a couple years ago, so we've got to see it from a couple different directions, but seeing it from the air was the one we wanted to do.
Alright, well it should be when we get to the Waimea Canyon. That'll all be open and dry. Sometimes it rains there, but mostly it's pretty dry there. This side, though, however, gets a lot of rainfall. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take you inside the crater now. When you're at the shore looking up here, you might just see little ridge of mountains. It doesn't look like anything really spectacular. But this is the main crater that formed Kauai, so we're going to go inside there. It goes relatively sea level and then straight up 5,000 feet on the interior, so it's pretty cool. Down below us on the left here, this really did some of the technical work for a movie called Avatar. The main gate for Jurassic Park was right here. There's a dirt road there.
Not much like this, is there?
Look at this, isn't that awesome?
You get to do this and get paid, huh?
Somebody's got it, right? If I wanted to do something that made people happy for a living, what do you think?
Pretty damn good.
But you can see up in the top here, and if you were driving around, you wouldn't even know this was here. This is the crater, yes. Sometimes I can hear you, sometimes I can't. In that case, I could.
Sorry about that.
All right. Now we're going to head south, and I'll take you down to the Hanapepe Valley where they filmed Jurassic Park. When they arrived at the park by helicopter, they would land at the base of a waterfall called Mamalahora Falls. We'll go take a look at that. It'll take us a few minutes to get there. Where are you guys from, Clifford? Brittany, where do you call home?
Southern California, Newport Beach.
Oh yeah, real nice down there. Did you grow up in California area there, or move there later?
We both were born there, yeah.
Is that right? I grew up in Valencia, where Magic Mountain is.
Sure, you're right nearby.
Yeah. In terms of where we are now, we're real right neighbors, right?
That's right.
Actually, my girlfriend lived in Newport, so I used to go down all the time to see your neck of the woods there. And you guys celebrate anything special, or you're just on a vacation?
It's our honeymoon. You can spot them.
Congratulations, Clifford. She said yes.
She did.
You know, the nice thing about having a honeymoon in Hawaii, when it comes time for the anniversary, you'll be like, well, I don't know, maybe we should go back to Hawaii?
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Right? If you guys decide to go down to the south side, you might like to take Brittany for a romantic meal. They have a restaurant down here at the Grand Hyatt Hotel called the Tide Pools. It's right on the lava rocks on the water. What I like about it is they open all the walls up, so you're just sitting out on the lava rocks. Has a koi fish pond underneath the restaurant, so when you're looking out, just koi fish pond, tiki torches and palm trees. They have steak, lobster, and local fish. A place you might really like. Now, if you go a little bit early in the afternoon, you can also go hike along the coast. It'll take you about 45 minutes to get to a lava tube cave. But then you might want to bring a change of clothes for dinner. It's still casual in Hawaii, though.
Awesome, thank you.
Go to the Grand Hyatt Hotel, make a left for the volcano on the beach, 45 minutes for the lava tube cave, and then if you do decide to stay there, make a 6 o'clock dinner reservation for dinner, but go there at 5 if you don't want to do the trail. You can walk around the hotel for about 40 minutes and then check in for dinner. I think you have a nice time.
Got it.
How about you, Jeff? Jill, where do you guys call home?
Southern California as well, Thousand Oaks area.
Oh, yeah. You know there. Welcome here. You guys celebrate anything special?
We're here for our birthdays.
Happy birthday to you from Jurassic Park.
Thank you.
How close are your birthdays to each other?
Mine was on the 13th, this is the 19th.
Oh, real close, yeah? My wife is on the 5th, and my mother is on the 5th, so I can't forget them. They're the same day, same month.
Nice.
If I forget one, though, I'm pretty much in trouble because I forget them both. So I have to get them. I have to have that down. So welcome here. You can see over on the left is Lihui. I live over here if you want to come over for dinner. We're having Korean chicken.
What time?
6:30. Be there or I'll eat it all. Down on the left is a tunnel of trees which takes you down to Poipu. It's a very scenic little drive. Somehow it's very memorable. I don't know, I've been through tunnels of trees in other places in my life, but this one is always memorable. I don't know why.
Yeah, we did it 2 years ago, and it's pretty special. It's pretty neat. And,
There's something about it, yeah?
Yeah, we played golf down in Poipu Bay yesterday, right by the Grand Hyatt.
That's right.
Really nice down there.
I think Tiger Woods won there about 9 times, so it's a good course to play.
It was a good afternoon, so we had a good time. Plus, the morning we were up in the canyon, drove up there, and just hiked along the ridgeline up there, and didn't hike too much after that, but had a pretty good view of hopefully what we're going to see here at a different angle.
Yeah, you'll see it a little bit better by helicopter, but it's nice to drive up there too because you you breathe the air, right, and be out there and feel things.
Yeah, it was definitely want to do that again.
Look at the rainbow on your right there, Jill. Should be full circle.
I see it, it's beautiful.
In fact, it's probably pretty cool. Let me do it. Look behind us here so you can see it too, Jeff, and I'll bring it around, Brittany, for you. It's a full circle rainbow. Look at that. you're on a honeymoon, you got to have one of those in, right? Look at that, all the way around. So here's a question for you. Where's the gold in a 360-degree rainbow? It's the people in the center. Aww. Now this next valley is where they filmed Jurassic Park. Just to the left of the rainbow down there is going to be where the waterfalls are. We might have the rainbow right on the waterfall maybe. I'm going to drop down in. Since they filmed Jurassic Park here, wouldn't it be kind of fun to have the Jurassic Park theme song on? Let's do it. Down right below you, Jeff, here. Look at that shot. You know, that's like one of the blessings when you get married, right? You just get something special. We all get to share it. That's pretty cool. It doesn't happen every day.
What's the name of these falls, Greg?
In Hawaiian, they're called Mamalahora Falls, but everybody refers to them as Jurassic Falls. There's a lot of waterfalls here too, though. Up above, on the far left, is going to be the Kahili Falls. We're going to go up those. You'll notice all the trees up above broken off by Hurricane Iniki that hit the island in 1992. That was a Category 4 hurricane with 174-mile-an-hour gusts.
Can you get to the Jurassic Falls by car?
The answer is no, but when they filmed the movie, they took a car, took the wheels off, cut the axle, and then brought it in so that it was smaller gauge, and then put the wheels back on, and they were able to drive in on the trail that goes in. But you wouldn't be allowed to do that unless you got permission from the landowner. This whole valley is privately owned by the Robinson family. But life is about people. You could run into them and they say, yeah, sure, go ahead.
One family owns all of this.
It's actually a pretty interesting story. In 1863, Eliza Sinclair arrives here. Her husband was in the Royal Navy in Scotland. They had 6 children. They decided to retire and live in New Zealand, so they bought land there in a place called Pigeon Bay. The husband and the eldest son were moving all their belongings to New Zealand when they got lost at sea. They never showed up. She became a widow. She had 5 children. So she eventually sold all their land in New Zealand and bought the entire island of Niihau. It's an island just west of Kauai. It's 45,000 acres. She got it for $10,000 in gold. King Kamehameha sold it because he wanted gold. There's no gold or silver here in Hawaii. He wanted more and she had more. So he began selling her land here on Kauai in 1865, and she acquired 51,000 acres on this island. So between the 2 islands, she got just shy of 100,000 acres. Her daughter would marry a guy named Robinson from Australia, and today it's owned by Keith and Bruce Robinson, the descendants, the 2 brothers. Keith lives on Niihau, which we'll see a little bit later, and Bruce lives here on Kauai, right over on the left, that house on the ridge, halfway up the hill. Now they've decided to turn part of the land, almost half of the land on Kauai here, into conservation land to give them a tax relief. So this next valley starts in the center of the island up in the clouds, runs all the way down to the shorelines here, is the one they turned into conservation land called Olokele. So it has no roads, no people, no buildings. The people who live here never get to see it because it's private. Take a look at this. This is Olokele Canyon, their conservation land from the Robinson family. Look at that.
That's unbelievable.
That's spectacular. With the rainbow makes it all the more awesome. Now when you get out here, you might start to wonder what types of animals are there here in Kauai. When the first Polynesians came, there was only two mammals, monk seals and hoary bats. So they brought with them dogs, pigs, and chickens. You might notice one or two chickens while you're wandering around in Kauai. They've been here since humans. About 1,000 years later, we know the exact date, January 19th, 1778. Captain Cook stumbled onto Kauai right here where the river goes out into the ocean. His intent at that time was to find a passage above Canada, so he left here and went up there. Bounced around the Arctic ice, couldn't get through, decided to come back here to wait for the ice to melt. The sad part is we know today the ice doesn't melt enough to do that, but he didn't know. So he comes back here to wait for it to melt, but gets into a conflict with the Hawaiians, losing his life at Kealakekua Bay on the southwest side of the Big Island of Hawaii. He decided to play chess with the Hawaiians there and he lost. What happened was when you have those big sailing boats in the old days, you'd have a little boat on the side like a tender on a cruise ship. You could get ashore to the land with it. Well, somebody stole that little boat, what they call a longboat. And so Captain Cook decided to play chess by capturing the king of the village that they were in, the Ali'i. Well, the Hawaiians, he said, you give me my boat back, I'll give you your chief back. And the Hawaiians said, how about we just whack you in the head? And they did. I don't know what happened to the boat, if he ever got it back. Well, not him, but his sailors. But they had two ships and they'd eventually leave. But that opened up the islands to the Western world because he kept very detailed journals. He was a cartographer and he knew exactly all the ins and outs of the islands as he mapped them as they went around.
So all volcanic form, but you have all these like striations or ridges horizontally. Were they carved, or what's caused that?
It's really interesting. When the lava comes out of the ground, it's molten liquid. It's 2,000 degrees. The air is only 80. So it flows over the surface and freezes by the 80-degree air. Then it pumps out another layer and flows over the top and freezes instantaneously. Another layer comes out over the top. And that's how you get the layers. Now when you put water on an ice tray, the temperature differential causes the ice to crack, right? Well, the lava does the same thing. It freezes so fast it cracks. So it's very brittle. Now at the same time the lava is pumping out of the volcano, it's causing earthquakes. The earthquakes happen 300 to 400 times a day. So you have shaking with brittle rock and you get landslides and you get this. Look at the goats up on the ridge here, Jill. The black in the grass there are goats. Get right up here. There's some brown ones in cream color right here.
Oh yeah, nice.
This valley on our left here is called Kauai. Looks the most like the Grand Canyon in Arizona to me. Look at this. Now the next canyon is called Po'omau. When you drive up here, it takes only 2 minutes to walk to the edge on the left there. It'll take you a day from the right to walk out here and turn around and go back. They have a handrail right up on the right here. I have no idea why they put it there. People hiking out here will go all the way out to the point here. But they put it there maybe to say, okay, why don't you stop here? Just around the corner on the right here is where the Waipo'o Falls is. I can't forget, did somebody say they drove up here? Somebody drove up here?
We drove up here to the main, couple of the main lookouts yesterday.
Okay, and were you able to see out or was it foggy?
No, it was very clear.
Okay, so you can see this waterfall here you would have seen off to the left when you were looking out?
Yes.
This is actually 800 feet tall. Now you might be able to see people to the left of it as we get closer. Little tiny, or maybe in the middle of the waterfall at the top. On the sides, sometimes you can see people out there hiking. I see a guy right in the middle where the dirt starts to go down under the tree. There's a guy there.
So you got a white shirt there.
Yeah, maybe light blue,
Yeah.
looks like.
Yep.
Maybe there's a couple people, light blue, white, both, I don't know. It does look white. Light blue, white, I don't know, it's kind of both. Light.
I see bright orange.
Bright orange, right? Same guy. I had a friend when I was young, he was colorblind, we didn't know it. And he kept telling us that things are different colors and we thought he was just being a wise guy. And we'd say things and he's doing it again. So he goes to sign up to be a Navy welder for the United States Navy, signs all the papers to be in the Navy, goes to San Diego, and then he goes to apply for the welder school, and you can't be colorblind for that. I guess the temperature is, there's some things about the color of the fire and temperature, you can't be colorblind. So now he can't be a Navy welder, but he signs up for the Navy. So he decides to leave. You can't do that. He has a AWOL, right? So he comes to my house, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing here? He's like, I left the Navy. I was like, what? You can't do that. Guess what happened? His father got really mad, made him go back into the Navy and say, hey, I'm sorry. They said, we don't have any record of you. He got out. I was like, what?
Lucky guy.
Yeah, amazing. Now this is way back when we were, 18, 19, so. Now speaking of the Navy, down on the shoreline here, this is where the Barking Sands United States Navy Military Airfield is. Just to the right of it is the Pacific Missile Range facility.
Basically saying the southwest corner of the island is the driest part of it, correct?
Yeah, we get about 30 inches of rainfall where we are right now and 20 inches down there more towards which is kind of coincidental. That's where the sewage treatment plant is, all that down there. The reason is it's down there is because the wind comes from right over here on the right. So as it comes across, it carries all that pleasantry away, if you get what I mean.
Nice. But then the winds traditionally come from that way, and then the moisture and everything blocks up by the volcano, and then it just drops all the rain there on the northeast side.
Mostly, yeah. Sometimes it will form here, and sometimes the wind does change and come the other direction, what we call Kona winds. If you look at the map of Hawaii, the island, on the left side or the west side, there's a town called Kona, which I'm sure you guys have all heard of. Maybe some of you have been there. But that town will catch the wind first on the Big Island, so they call it Kona winds when it comes from that direction. But normally they're northeast trade winds and hit all of the islands on the northeast side. Now because we do get moisture here, and especially you folks from California know, these are eucalyptus trees, and you know how they can get burning really good when they get going, especially with Santa Ana winds and things like that. These are eucalyptus. They came from Australia, and they have oil in them. When they catch on fire, they just burn, and that's what we passed over that area. On the left here, you can see the white balls is the radar tracking site for the Pacific Missile Range facility. It takes about 2.5 hours to hike down to this red dirt right here from up on top. This is where Anne Heche and Harrison Ford were standing in a movie called 6 Days, 7 Nights. In the movie, they're stranded on an island. They look down to see if they can find a way off the island. They see a catamaran. We're saved. I laugh because that boat sails out here taking people along the coast. I recognized it. But then in the next scene, they were down at the bottom trying to get out to the boat in the water. I don't think so. This drops 2,500 feet from the ridge here, straight down into the valley below. You're not hiking down from here, but this is where the first Polynesians lived when they came here from the Marquesas Islands near Tahiti. Take a look at this.
Wow.
Would you hike down that? Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think you can, right?
Right?
I do it.
You do it. On the right here, people do hike out right underneath the clouds there. You might see people there trying to see the view. It takes them 2 hours to get up to this point right here on the ridge. See them there? Just under the clouds, about a ½ inch under the clouds on the ridge.
Oh, yeah.
That's 2,200 feet where they are, and there's a few more of them up higher. There's a lot of people there, actually. Look at all that. It's kind of an interesting view. Look at that. See them all standing up there?
Yeah, looking up at them.
And we're currently 1,800 feet right now up. Here's a cool thing, Brittany. This is now part of your wedding story. Isn't that awesome? All this stuff. Craters. Rainbows. Clifford. Look down on the left here on your side, Jeff, the ancient Hawaiian fishing village right below you. Look at this coast.
I can't believe they landed here.
Yeah, pretty amazing, right? If you look down on the ridge there, hiking down, you can see Jill. You know, in truth though, Jill, ancient sailors would come in here and they'd meet the Hawaiians, and the Hawaiians would ask them if they wanted to hike up on top. And they wrote in their journals, no way.
Wimps.
Either that or they want to throw them off.
Look at the lava tube cave open to the sky here, Brittany. It looks like a washing machine. On the left here is where they filmed Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp. Up in front of us is an area known as the Cathedrals. This is a series of razorback ridges. I like to fly right up against them just because, well, we can. Up on the top, it looks like there's people up there. That's not people, that's lava. The Hawaiians call that formation the two children playing on the ledge again. I like the humor there. Children on a 3,000-foot cliff playing. Right below you here, Jeff, is where the trail ends for the people who hike out here. Look at this. You can see on the right, Jill, it looks like Machu Picchu in South America.
Is this the trail here that is closed right now because of the storm?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Next visit to Kauai.
Next time you come, the target is August 2019 to open, but probably it might be longer than that too. So, give it a little bit before if you want to come hike that. Look, there's kind of a birthday view. This is very famous, is used in advertising. You want a free trip to Hawaii, but now look with a rainbow right behind it. Happy birthday. Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking? Nepali Coast full circle rainbow action again?
Pretty neat.
Yeah. The light green tree here is called kukui nut trees. That's to make the kukui nut lei out of, the brown nut lei. Now if you do hike out here, normally this would be where you would need a permit, this valley called Hanakoa. And from here forward you do not need a permit. Did you guys decide to do your marriage here, your wedding here in Hawaii, or did you do it at home and come here on your honeymoon?
We did it at home and came here on the honeymoon.
Nice. Lately, I would say within the past 5 years, we've had a lot of people been meeting on the internet. You know how that's kind of been the thing. We have a guy from Switzerland meets a girl from Taiwan. They come here and have their wedding, or, you know, from all over Israel, meet somebody from London.
We had a friend, he was from Australia, she was from Newport Beach, and they met here and got married because it was in between.
Oh, is that right?
In the middle.
That's hard on the families, but it's cool for them.
Well, they knew each other for a couple years, obviously, but for the Australians and the Californians, this was the middle.
Yeah. One family comes one way, one family comes the other way. This is the north side of the island. This will be where the road ends. You can drive your car to here when it's open, so probably another year from now. I'm going to make a left turn here so you can look back and see the coast from the green side. We do have humpback whales in Hawaiian waters from December to April, sometimes as early as mid-November, so about now they could start arriving. But this year we actually had some arrive October 30th, the day before Halloween. So there are about 6 here that I know of. It is possible for you to see them, you know, hiking along the trails along the shoreline or just right offshore. I've seen whales as close as 30 feet to the shoreline. So don't be surprised if you do spot something. That is possible right now. Right here is the wet cave, the dry cave. In between is the Limahuli Botanical Garden. You can park here at the dry cave and walk out to the Tunnels Reef. Did you guys know sharks tan? I didn't know sharks tan. We have hammerhead and tiger sharks in Hawaii. They're great color in the deep, but when they come up in the shallows in Hawaii and hang out for a while, they get tan. They turn brown, light beige. You've probably seen sharks that color. It goes away though. I go to the beach with my wife. She's from Hawaii, and she says to me great white. Now I've heard about great whites in Hawaii, but I've never seen one, so I'm looking around trying to find it. I don't see anything. Look at her, she's pointing at me. Hello. Well, if you look down below us here, you know, sharks tan, I don't, but this is where one of the most famous shark attack stories occurred, just below you there, Jill, on the reef. This is where Bethany Hamilton was surfing when she bumped into a tiger shark. It took her left arm from the shoulder down. Now the news and the media approached her about it. She looks them in the eye and says, whatever, life goes on, big deal. Wow. Well, then she went on to become the women's surfing champion with one arm, and she still surfs right there. Right in front of us is the St. Regis Princeville Resort. Maybe some of you are staying there. If you haven't been there yet, though, you might like to go and look around. You guys are staying there, I'm guessing? It's cool, yeah? Real nice place. Did you hike down the hideaways yet? After this?
Yeah, we did. We were going to do it yesterday, and I think we're going to do it today.
You can see right in front of us where it is. There's the 2 hotels. In between the 2 on the left side, on the right side of the one on the white, the beach is right under there. You just walk out to the cliff and straight underneath.
Yeah.
It looks really spooky. When you get to the edge, you're like, whoa, it's got metal stairs and they're bent and twisted. The ropes are broken and frayed. It's a piece of cake. It takes 10 minutes to get to the bottom, but be careful that that's not changed. Every time I go there, it looks like that, and it's like it's easy. It may have changed, and it is dangerous, so, you know, feel it out, but you'll be surprised. It's actually not that hard.
Cool, okay.
It looks more intimidating than it really is. This is where the landslide occurred, right off to your right there, Clifford. That's why you can't go out here. See the red dirt there and the black matting on the hill?
Yeah. The road's kind of, I see it.
Yeah. Now, though earlier they were working on the landslides below you, Jeff, all this area. Now, right in front of us, this area is known as Mamalahora, and it reminds me of a story. King Kamehameha was the guy who unified the Hawaiian Islands, and he's a really tough guy. Some of the bloodiest battles in Hawaiian history was under King Kamehameha's unification of the islands. In fact, they say Maui's Iao Valley, the river, ran red with blood out to the ocean from how fierce the fighting was. Well, when he's a little kid, about 12 years old, him and his uncle are traveling around the big island of Hawaii walking. And it's a big island, it's huge, so they're walking around there, and they get assaulted, they get attacked. King Kamehameha, at that time as a child, gets hit in the head with a boat oar. It splinters the wood. They assault his uncle, they take everything, rob him. When he becomes king, he decides he's going to pass a law called the Law of Mamalahora, the Law of the Splintered Paddle. And it said that you will have the right to travel in Hawaii amongst all the islands freely without fear of being assaulted. Mix that with the aloha spirit that Hawaiians have, and you have the recipe for traveling to the islands here that eventually unfolds. People come and hang out in the highlands. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Over on the left here, you can see the waves in Hanalei. If you go towards the pier, they tend to get lighter and weaker. If you come around to the left, they tend to get stronger and bigger. So if you like surf, big waves, you want to come around to the west side. You can see up on the right, there's some waterfalls back up in there.
Yeah, you can see those from the hotel.
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, bought 2 properties on the northeast corner of Kauai, which is straight up ahead of us. I really like this area right here. It has the albizia trees that look like broccoli. We'll be landing shortly, Brittany.
What were those trees called again?
They're called albizia. Albizia. This is where we began our journey. I'd like to thank you folks for flying with us here at Blue Hawaiian Helicopters. Congratulations to the 2 of you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to the 2 of you.
Thank you.
Once we get on the ground crew's going to open the doors for you. You guys don't have to do that. We have service with Aloha. Go to the front left of the aircraft. You'll be able to get some pictures there with your own cameras if you would like. I'll take you inside to show you this video, which you can share with your family. And if you'd like to fill out a comment card, I appreciate those. I'll read all of those at the end of the day. And we also have 3 computers you can go online and type out some of the highlights for other people to see what you thought. But again, folks, thank you very much. Mahalo.
Mahalo, Greg. This is probably one of the most amazing things I've ever done. This is awesome.
That's cool to hear. I'm glad.
And he's done a lot of things. He travels all over the world.
Is that right? I believe that too, though. That's right. When I got married, I was like, I need a job. So what do I want to do for a living? I remember the helicopter trip on Kauai. I want to do something that made people happy. So I feel very blessed to be able to do this and share this with you guys. I'm going to put the video on the inside just for a moment. Everybody smile and wave. Like it's the happiest thing you did in your life. Mickey Mouse mover. Hi, Mom. There we go. success. Yay!
Thanks,
All right,
Greg.
you can
That
end your
was awesome.
seatbelt. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it, bud.